deadly virus in the globally connected world. To Ebola patients returning to the United States. U.S. Contracted medical charter flight left Georgia to evacuate the Americans, the source familiar with the travel plans tells CNN. Full story. More. Is the United States prepared for Ebola? What is the risk of catching Ebola on a plane? Vaccine tests planned outbreak explained. Opinion. What Obama can do about Ebola. CNN. The fear began just after news broke Thursday that a long-range business jet with an isolation pod left the United States for Liberia, where it will evacuate two Americans infected with Ebola. Twitter exploded with questions about the deadly virus, which according to the World Health Organization is believed to have killed hundreds in four West African nations. And with reaction to news that two infected Americans would soon be on their way back to the United States. Why are they doing this? Robin Hunter asked in a post on Twitter. While the United States officials have remained mum on the issue, the source told CNN that a medical charter flight left from Cartersville, Georgia, on Thursday evening. A CNN crew saw the plane depart shortly after 5 p.m. The plane matched the description provided by the source, who spoke on condition of anonymity. It was not immediately known when the two Americans, identified by the source as Dr. Ken Brantley and Nancy Wright, would arrive in the United States, or where the plane would land.
On the plane initially with no symptoms. He reported being symptomatic on arrival. So I understand he was vomiting, and he then turned himself over. Basically, he made it known that he wasn't feeling well.
Sawyer was spread through the air, making it difficult but not impossible to catch.
The problem is that we all have breaks in our hands, even if you don't see it. Looking at your hands right now, you may not see any open wounds. We all have them. And even if a small amount of any of these bodily fluids that's infected with Ebola gets on your hand, at that point, it's kind of too late.
A-Sky Airlines, which flies in the region, has now voluntarily instituted airport medical screening as well as passenger education.
The real key is to make sure that someone who has any symptoms at all isn't getting on a plane, and that's a challenging thing to do.
The CDC
travel between West Africa and the U.S. CDC needs to be prepared for the very remote possibility that one of those travelers could. Because people do travel between West Africa and the U.S. CDC needs to be prepared for the very remote possibility that one of those travelers could get Ebola and return to the U.S. while sick.
at